Not only did this fight live up to expectations, it went according to the plan Carl Froch would have expected, and those people that supported him would have expected. He came back in the second half of this fight after a terrible beginning in the first 5, and for this man, Jermaine Taylor, what a terrific disappointment.
In the end,
dude, you almost did. You
Jermaine
like
Taylor
come on.
ran out of gas.
Sure did.
Congratulations to Carl Froch, who said that he took this fight because he wanted to receive international acknowledgement by fighting tough fights.
No, George, take his videos, my friend. I think I could have left it later. What was the score? I don't know why I didn't believe in myself. Come on. I just didn't believe in myself early on. Cheers, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you.
It was an astonishing 12th round. Taylor had been in trouble most of the round, but if there had been no knockdown, there was concern that he'd still be in trouble about a decision. That knockdown is what gave Carl Froch, even if this fight had ended, a good chance to win the fight. But as you can see, Jermaine Taylor hurt bad enough that Carl Froch realized, I have a very good chance of ending this fight, which of course is important depending on how the scores would have been. We take a look again at the knockdown. Jabs and right hands were the key. That is what ultimately did in Jermaine Taylor. Taylor was able to give him credit, stay up at this juncture. That's astonishing, because he was getting hit with some monstrous punches. And give Carl Froch credit for giving himself distance to punch. He didn't get himself so caught up to get so close to Jermaine Taylor that he didn't give himself distance to punch. That was, I think, the key in him ending up stopping Taylor in this fight. And this is the end of the fight, with Ortega looking on very carefully. See, Froch gives himself enough room to punch. He doesn't smother his punches and just keeps punching, and ultimately the fight is stopped. What a dramatic ending and what an astonishing performance by Carl Froch.
And based on the scorecards, if Jermaine Taylor could have stood up and finished the fight, he would have won. Let's go inside the ring where Jimmy Lennon Jr. is standing by.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes 46 seconds in round number 12. Our referee in charge, Michael Ortega, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of spectacular knockout. He is still undefeated and still the WBC super middleweight champion of the world, Carl the Cobra Froch.
Most people didn't know Carl Froch's name before he came over to take this fight with Jermaine Taylor.
Big respect, man. Big respect, man. There's never no need, honestly.
Good sportsmanship from Carl Froch there.
Fine with you, man. It's a learn to do that move. Nice, man. It was a great fight, fellas.
But you have the feeling that in the morning, a lot of people will know about this young man. Let's go inside the ring and our Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Carl. Carl, congratulations to you. You needed to have happen what happened there in the last round. What was your feeling going into the final round, that you needed that knockout?
Going into the last round, I was hoping that my intuition was right, that Jermaine was a little bit tired from the pressure I was putting him under. But unfortunately, the pressure was a little bit uncontrolled. I was leaving myself open to counter punches. He's a top fighter, he's world class. And if I leave myself open, I'm sloppy. He's going to counter punch me with uppercuts, right hands, which he did. So I was just hoping in the last round I was right with him being a little bit tired from the pressure. It was. So I put the pressure on him. I could have done that from round 6 or 7, but this is my first big fight in America, first defense. Jermaine Taylor's an unbelievable good fighter. And I did what I did. Rob said to me, you need a big round. If I won the 9-10 round 10-9, I still thought I would have done enough. I know I got knocked down early on, but that's only 2 points. I was out jabbing him for the whole contest. But I needed a big round on the last round, and I got it. You saw it for yourself.
You did, in fact, need it because it was 106-102 going into the last round on 2 cards, so you needed that knockdown.
Oh, was it?
And so he was exactly right.
Yeah,
did you feel desperate at all internally?
No, you know what it was? It was more mental than anything. I thought I was breathing heavy, then I was thinking, I flew over to America. I boxed here once before, and I was tired late on. So now I've done that, and I've got through that. Next time I fight in America, I'll start quicker. I'm only 25 fights, you know, I've still got a bit to learn. But, you know, you seen what I did there in round 12, that was unbelievable, and I'm the champ. Still.
All right, in the 3rd round, if we can take a look, you go down for the first time in your career.
Let's have a look at this.
Right there.
There's the right hand.
With the big, and then he turns you around,
yeah,
and here it comes.
I was off balance. There we go.
Tell us what you're thinking after that right hand.
I'm thinking the right hand didn't really hurt, I was off balance. That didn't really hurt, but I'll be honest, these next 2 shots, I didn't see them coming. I didn't see that one coming.
Big right hand.
It was over the top. There you go, I know where I am. I had a little composure, and that's boxing. Have a look at Robert. He said do the 8. I did the 8, I got up, and I knocked him out in round 12. What more do you want?
And here we go to round 12 here, and then you got your rhythm and composure here.
Bang, there's the right hand. There's the right hand again. Left hook missed, but that was it. The fight was over. Well, it wasn't actually over there. It was over in a minute.
No, did you feel as though Michael Ortega did the right thing in stopping this fight with 14 seconds left?
I do think he did the right thing because he was badly hurt and he was unable to defend himself. And the referee says defend yourself at all times. He wasn't even looking at me when I was hitting him at the end there. He was totally gone. We'll have a look now. He was badly hurt and had a free shot at him. Body shot right into the chin, uppercut miss, straight right through the middle. Here comes another right hand, bang. His arms are dry, he's looking at the floor. I could have done whatever I wanted to him. Great decision by the referee.
You had fought your last 10 fights 10 minutes from your house. You now come over here to America. Was there an adjustment?
There was a big adjustment, yes. I had 3 weeks over here to get rid of the jet lag. I was up at 3 o'clock last night. I was up at 5 o'clock. I was up at 6 o'clock. I didn't get a good sleep. That's all part and parcel of travelling. I came out here to make a statement on American soil, and I believe that's what I've done. Again, let's not forget Jermaine Taylor. What a great
Let's bring
fighter.
Jermaine in. Would you let him fight you again? Would you give him a rematch?
Of course I would. He's a warrior. He deserves it.
Jermaine, would you like a rematch?
Hell yeah, I like a rematch, man. He's a great fighter, man. I take my head off to him. You know, he came out to fight, and I give him. He came all the way here, and he stuck it out to a 12th round.
You had him down in the 3rd round, the first time Carl Froch has been down in his career.
Yeah.
Through the back of your mind, when you were not able to end the fight, was going through your mind Kelly Pavlik all over again?
Yeah, I just said, you know, let me take my time. Let me don't rush nothing. You know, I know he's a warrior. I know he got a good heart. So I'm going to just take my time and just see if I can get him out of there later round.
Your stamina has always been, even as you have told us, the thing that bothers you the most. Was stamina the issue tonight? Did you just run out of gas?
I don't think so, man. I know I train my hardest. I know I put 100%, 110% in the gym. You know, he just stayed with it, man. He just stayed working, and he got it.
Do you believe Michael Ortega should have stopped the fight? Had he not stopped the fight, A, could you have stayed up the next 14 seconds, and B, you would have won the fight? Did he make the right decision, the referee?
I don't know, man. You know, he's a ref. You know, he thought it was time to stop it, so he stopped it. You know, so I just take my hat off to the referee.
Classy answer. Terrific fight tonight, Jermaine.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Let's bring in Michael Ortega. Carl, stay with us just a moment. Only 14 seconds left in this fight. Mike, you had a tough decision. Why not let the fight go?
Well, my main concern is safety of the fighters at all times, regardless of the time. I don't really concentrate on the time. If I feel that, you know, it has to be stopped, 14 seconds, 1 second, it doesn't matter to me. The main thing is that he's going to go home safe and sound to his loved ones.
Here's the end of the fight again. Are you aware of the time, and did you feel that Taylor was defenseless?
I knew it was coming close to the end of the round, but the main thing was he was defenseless. He wasn't throwing anything back, and I just said, you know, enough is enough, and you know, hopefully he can come back and fight another day.
Mike, terrific job in here tonight. Tough decision, and the safety of the fighter comes first. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Carl, now what? Mikkel Kessler, who you want to do after this? And will you want to come back to America, or are you going to go back to Europe?
I'll tell you what's on the top of the agenda. I'll come back to America. I love this place. But Joe Calzaghe was using the excuse, nobody knows who I am in America. Now everybody in America knows who I am, so he's got no excuse now. Joe Calzaghe's next. If he gets himself out of that armchair, gets himself back in the gym, let's have a fight for the British fans and the rest of the world. Let's
Do you believe you can talk him into that?
I think I can get him out of there. You know, I don't think he's